how are you? I'm
Uh,
KB with Nerdophiles. How are you doing today?
I'm all right, Mama. I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing well too. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let me dive in. Listen, there is so much joy at first when we meet Norma and love, but then that quickly changes to a lot of pain that she experiences. But at the heart of everything, her goal really is to protect herself, protect her son. So talk about the parts of her that really stuck out to you specifically, just as a woman, as an artist, and how do you hope that this character plays a part in really shifting the narrative around Black women and what we see on screen today?
Ooh, okay. KB, you out here just stacking them. You just stacking them. Um, I okay. Well, I don't think there is enough levels to Black characters just in general and Black women. And for as much as we're stereotypes and it's beneficial to others, it doesn't always lend its hand in our favor sometimes. And I'm hoping that the show can see the joy that Norma had in spite of her situations, that she is a loving mother. She is a hardworking individual, and she really genuinely supports and wraps her hands around her community, her kids and her community. And it, it's weird. I want us to be seen just a little more human. And I think that's what it is. I want I don't want we're always labeled strong, a strong Black woman. Like I want her to be seen strong, but I also want you to see the softness in her and the strength in the softness. Like we are able to love without it appearing guarded and heavy, but she goes through so much. So I'm hoping that the arc of her character, because the way that I played it, I'm hoping that you are able to see the different levels and the different facets of what we can be on camera. I'm
Thank
hoping.
you. You do. We can tell, like through your portrayal of Norma, for sure. Like there's so much depth to her, and of course, in spite of all the things that she goes through, her heart. I mean, I think that is very visible throughout the show when you're watching. You understand her heart, you empathize with her,
Yeah.
and you also understand where she's coming from. Because I like when you said, we want to see softness too, and we want to be strong. Yeah, but we also want the space to be upset and to be angry about life and the
Without it
way
being
life is going and the circumstances as well.
like,
So
oh, she's angry. Like, okay, but there is a reason. And if
yes.
for your situation, I'm hoping that you can see that you as well would be as upset or as passionate as Norma is given the circumstances.
Yeah. And so what I love is, the show is so incredibly unique. I think it's necessary, it's heartbreaking, but it's also obviously at times like challenging to watch, just particularly in the depictions of how our community is mistreated and abused when it comes to police specifically. So
Right.
can you talk a little bit about how you as the artist kind of balance this subject matter, dealing with everything that she's going through with her sons, but also kind of, walking away from the character after filming and just kind of laying that down as well, decompressing?
Yeah, I could not. I couldn't. I leaned very much so on my castmates to find more levity in it because we shoot out of order too, but there was so much heaviness to it and so much with her specifically that I found it really hard to step away from it without us outside of it just doing stuff to bring levity in the daily nightmares. I think artists can relate to it. It's really hard. It's like going to work and having the stress of work and you saying, okay, when you get home, it's just about home. It doesn't always do it. Sometimes bleeds into that. And I think this did that for a very long time, but I am and forever grateful to Mr. C, Courtney B. Vance, to Miss Anjanou, to Tosin, Bentley, Holt, Mark, Gerard, to Emily, to Rebecca. Like we had great times outside of that. And that's just the cast. I was hanging out with the crew as much as I could. Brunches, drinks, let's, just to be able to take our minds off of it. And it honestly really is hard. But I'm grateful to the cast and the crew that lent its hand to me, and incredible support and making me feel at home, so far away from home for a very long time.
Well, thank you so much for chatting with Nerdophiles. I think it is a beautiful and complex and deeply layered portrayal of Norma that you bring to the table. So thank you for
Yeah.
that. And also shout out to that color behind you, because I love this color. It's so pretty. So yeah.
Let me tell you something. The Whitby Hotel is doing it. Okay.
Yes.
It was like
I'm
they
like,
knew.
okay.
They knew the room, because the rooms are different, but they knew what I was coming into. And
Yes, I love it. I love it. They said, we're giving you a vibe and this is it. And I love it.
and listen, look at that. They knew.
I know, that's cute.
They knew where to put me. They did it.
Well, thank you so much and have a great rest of your day.
Ditto, Mama. Thank you, love.